This is where you first feel like you've made it. You're making between $50,000 and $100,000 a year. You drive a BMW 3 Series or an Audi A4. Not a supercar, but nice enough that people notice. You live in a decent apartment in a good neighborhood. Nothing crazy, but it's clean, modern, has a gym. You fly economy, but you book the exit row for legroom. You stay at Marriott or Hilton when you travel. You wear Cole Haan shoes and carry a Coach bag. You eat at nice restaurants on weekends. Nothing Michelin star, but places with actual waiters and wine lists. You feel successful. Your friends think you're doing well. But you're still checking your bank account before big purchases. You're still worried about your credit card bill. This is entry luxury. It feels good, but you know there's more out there. Level 2. Upper middle luxury. You're making between $200,000 and $500,000 a year. You upgrade everything. Your car is now a Mercedes E-Class or a Tesla Model S. You own a condo in a desirable part of the city, maybe 1,500 square feet with parking included. You fly business class on long flights. You stay at 5-star hotels, Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons. You wear Gucci belts and carry Louis Vuitton bags. You have a Rolex Submariner or an Omega Speedmaster on your wrist. You eat at Michelin-starred restaurants a few times a year. You take real vacations. Europe for 2 weeks. Maldives for your anniversary. You have a country club membership. You play golf on weekends. People assume you're wealthy. You look the part. Nice watch, nice car, nice address. But you're still working a job. You still have a boss. You can't just stop working. This is upper middle luxury. It's impressive to most people, but you're still grinding. Level 3. Millionaire luxury. You're worth $1 to $5 million. This is where things start to change. You drive a Porsche 911 or a Range Rover. You own a luxury condo or a nice house in the suburbs. 3,000 square feet, custom kitchen, walk-in closets. You fly first class on every flight. You stay at the best hotels in the world. You don't look at prices on hotel booking sites anymore, and you just book what you want. You wear Hermes, Tom Ford, Brunello Cucinelli. Your watch collection is worth 6 figures. Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet. You have multiple watches for different occasions. You eat at the best restaurants whenever you want. You have a personal trainer. You have a financial advisor managing your investments. You take 4 or 5 international trips a year. You're a member of exclusive clubs that require referrals to join. Most people would call this rich, and by normal standards it is. But you still have to think about money on big purchases. A $50,000 watch? You'll think about it. A $200,000 car? You'll consider it carefully. You have money, but you're not unlimited. This is millionaire luxury. You've made it by society's standards, but there are still things you can't afford. Level 4. Multi-millionaire luxury. You're worth $10 to $50 million. This is where money stops being a daily concern. You own multiple properties, a primary residence worth $3 to $5 million, a vacation home in Aspen or the Hamptons, maybe a condo in Miami for winter. You have a car collection, not just one nice car, but 5 or 6, a Lamborghini Huracan for the weekend, a Rolls-Royce for formal events, a G-Wagon for daily driving, a classic Porsche because you love cars. You charter private jets for longer trips, not every flight, but when it makes sense. New York to LA, you're on NetJets. You own a small yacht, 40 to 60 feet. Nothing crazy, but enough to take friends out for the day. You wear custom-tailored suits from Savile Row. You have relationships with personal shoppers at luxury boutiques. They call you when new collections arrive. You collect art, real art, paintings worth 6 figures hanging in your home. You have full-time staff, a housekeeper, a personal assistant, maybe a private chef a few times a week. You donate millions to charity. You're on nonprofit boards. Your name is on buildings. You don't worry about money anymore. You worry about how to use it wisely. This is multi-millionaire luxury. You can afford almost anything you want, but you still have limits. Level 5. Centimillionaire luxury. You're worth $100 to $500 million. This is a completely different world. You own multiple mansions, a primary estate worth $20 million, 10,000 square feet, on the water, with full staff quarters, a penthouse in New York, a villa in the south of France, a ski chalet in Switzerland. You own your private jet, a Gulfstream G650, $65 million. You fly whenever you want, wherever you want. You own a super yacht, not a small boat. A real yacht, 100 to 200 feet, full crew, multiple decks, helicopter pad. You have a car collection worth tens of millions. Ferraris, Bugattis, McLarens, vintage classics. You have a full-time staff of 20-plus people. Pilots, crew, chefs, housekeepers, security, personal assistants, financial managers. You stay in presidential suites and private villas. You don't book hotels anymore. You rent entire properties. You have access to things money usually can't buy. Private events, exclusive experiences, meetings with world leaders. You invest in businesses, in real estate, in art. Your art collection is worth more than most people will earn in their lifetime. You're on the board of major companies. You influence industries. You can do basically anything you want. Want to take 30 friends to Ibiza for a week? Done. Want to buy a sports car because you saw it in a magazine? Done. Want to fund a startup because the idea sounds cool? Done. This is centimillionaire luxury. There's very little you can't afford, but there are still a few people above you.